Are you wondering how to set boundaries for your teenager? Is your teenager unruly and you don't know the happy medium as far as too strict and not having any boundaries? Stay tuned. We're going to give you some more information in today's video. So when I'm working with a parent and a parent says, how do you punish my kid? Because they're going to come in and they're going to act the same way they do at home. We don't do punishments. Your child, how we do it at the ranch is choice, consequence, behavior. She will create her own consequence based off the choices she makes. So we have a negative and positive point system. It goes -5, -10, -15, and then +5, 10, and 15. So she can make the choice to refuse and not get out of bed, not take care of her horse, not go to individual therapy because she just doesn't want to work on her stuff. She's going to get the negative or positive consequences for that behavior. So she gets an OTL, opportunity to learn, just as you and I would get if we choose to speed. We get pulled over and we get a ticket or we get a warning. Okay, it's the same concept. So she can make the choice not to get out of bed that day. She's going to get the negative points for that behavior. And then for every activity she misses, she's going to continue to get negative points. So in order to move forward in the treatment program and complete the program, and to get to her graduation day, she is going to have to pro-socially work off those negative points by counteracting them and doing positive point opportunities, whether it's shoveling snow, whether it's helping deep clean the house on Sundays. They're not able to do positive point opportunities whenever they want in the middle of group. There are opportunities that they're given and time frames that they're given. If they choose to watch the movie or socialize with their peers or play card games with their peers, that's their choice. And that shows us how is she cognitively making choices. Is she really wanting to do good and work off those negative points? Or could she care less? And that kind of shows us where she's at in treatment.
And what I'm going to point out is any goals that are oriented that she's already established when she first came in within 72 hours, we'll build her treatment plan. So she's already established her treatment goals. So what Hope is talking about is something that she's going away from her goals or she's working toward her goals. And so she'll have those choice, consequence, behavior modifications. Our goal is to give girls as many choices as possible because when they start making risky behavior decisions, they lessen their choices. For instance, sometimes their only choice is to go to detention, or if they're into law-breaking behaviors or antisocial behaviors, their choices become limited, and just as the same in society. So my point in that is the more choices we can give a young woman, the better she's going to react, that we don't give her an external mode of control, we give her an internal mode of control. So she has control of her own behavior. Nobody's controlling her, she is in control of her behavior. That's what our goal is, that we give her the ability to make positive pro-social decisions based on what she wants out of life.
So if you're wondering, how do I give my kiddo boundaries? I encourage you, take what we do, make up a list of negative opportunities, and don't, if it's unrealistic, it's going to make the pendulum, she's gonna rebel just as hard. So make it realistic. Okay, if you don't wanna go to school today, then you're gonna lose this privilege. You're gonna get negative points in this area. You're gonna lose privileges A, B, and C, and you're no longer gonna go to the movies with your friends this weekend. You're not gonna go to the skating rink this weekend.
And it's based on what you've already sat down, had a little house meeting, and you've already established. Mm-hmm. So you're not always the bad guy. The rules are always the rules that have already been established. They're already set. They're already set, and they're already communicated prior to the behavior occurring.
So when a young lady comes into the program, she actually gets, and the parents get a list as well, but she gets her own list of the negative and positive points, the rules. And I tell the girls when we give them to them, they're literally, metaphorically, and physically in black and white. There is no gray area. There's no room for unknown. And frankly, we don't make up the rules as we go. Every rule that we have, which I know that you didn't want to make rules. We wanted the spirit of the law when we first opened, but frankly, that doesn't work. So what we've done is we've made these rules, and one rule may be no bullying peers or no talking about someone behind their back, another person behind their back. So they know the rules. Like Tammie said, they know the boundaries of what not to cross. And so that becomes very important when setting boundaries, is make sure they know what the boundaries are.
And don't make a shapeshifter out of yourself as a parent, like, oh, that's not what I did yesterday. Stay firm, stand firm, plant your feet where those kids know that you're real, that you're for real, and that you have those standards. You can call them guidelines if you don't want to say rules. When I first established the program, I didn't like the rule. I didn't like rules. I used to work for a United States congressman where he helped make the rules of the land. So I just wanted to have the spirit of the house. What I found early on is girls would bump into each other with their behavior, and they would offend or they would harm someone else with their behavior. So we established the rules. They're black and white. There are 66 of them, and they were established because this happened with, for instance, somebody stole somebody else's hairbrush and started using it. So we don't allow borrowing, and we want them to fit into their society as if they would fit into their society out in the real world. We want to help them become pro-social citizens and to respect others just like they want and deserve their self-respect. And so when girls start looking at the rules that way, that, oh, this gives me respect from other people, then they're okay with that rule being in place. The girls that we have in our treatment center know the rules better than some of our new staff. It's surprising, but it's really the truth. And it's if I allow new staff to start making rules or say that shouldn't be happening, a girl can file a grievance against that particular opportunity to learn negative point. And so we're very fair. And if a staff member doesn't sign that OTL, then it can be dropped. They can file a grievance against that. So
it's also important to remember earning privileges. So if what we've done with the boundaries, we've brought them back into some boundaries, and we've created this list of rules. They've been doing really good. Say your child that you're working with has had an awesome week. Man, give them that opportunity to relax and have we call them positive point outings. If you don't get a bunch of negative points that week, actually under 25 that week, Wednesday to Wednesday, on Thursdays, our girls get the option to have a positive point outing. They don't have to go to group. So do something that encourages that behavior and let them, they are a child. They do need to learn within boundary.
And they get rewards and consequences. I agree with what Hope is saying. Rewards need to continue to happen. Yes. It's cognitive behavioral therapy of what we provide. And so cognitive behavioral means I'm learning my behavior as I go, and I'm getting reinforcement, whether it's positive or negative reinforcement.
So if this is relevant to you, make sure that you like our video, subscribe, check our link out at the bottom of the page. And again, if you have other topics that you want to know about that are relevant to you, comment on the link below, or comment in the comment section below. And we want to hear from you guys. Thank you again.